I don't believe that in a work world or like in a work and life, let's say, perspective, you should be different. I think you should always try to be the most honest, the most transparent, and then people connect with you because of that. In video, you're kind of naked. Being authentic, having experience, and also be provocative in a certain way, right? Be disruptive, not just tell the people what they want to hear. Maybe, especially in coaching, I think it's a certain kind of like you're the mirror, right? In the environment where I'm working in, it has to be always a situation of you finish the conversation, or like when you finish watching the video, you should think, oh, I never thought about that. So if you are capable of provoking that with a disruptive message, then people are gonna have you in mind, speaking about the problem and not about the solution.
Hi, my name is Daria and welcome to Introwise. And I would like to remind you that Introwise is all about inspiration, tech, and business. How to stay on top of marketing trends in 2022 if you're a coach. Let's discover this niche, and after this video, you will be the master of it. With us is an expert in content marketing, Philipp Messerer. Philipp, I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks.
So, and the rocket science for many coaches is how to pop out themselves, how they could do it in 2022 to be the best of the best.
I mean, the best of the best is always difficult to answer, right? But like, I think what is very important nowadays is LinkedIn, first of all, and videos on LinkedIn. There is not that much video content posted yet on LinkedIn, and this is a very good, let's say, way to start. But it's also not an easy way to start. So content marketing, especially video marketing, has to be learned, right? How do I present myself on camera? How is it going to sound? Now I get it out. Like this is not the perfect way to present myself online, I guess. And this is also what's difficult about it, because people are not used to speaking on camera, and they're not used in speaking directly into the camera there, right? They're more used to looking at the person, looking to the right, for example, on Zoom, on Introwise, wherever. And there is a certain kind of practice which you
yeah, I have been learning it all my life as I could feel it. So yeah, from 11 years, 12 years, when I was a teenager, I started to work with camera, and it was too difficult. I struggled, but yeah, that's a really good thing. But Philipp, how to differentiate yourself as a coach? So in today's world, you couldn't be just good professional. You should be a personality. So how to express yourself through the camera and to involve your personality in this presentation?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all comes down to authenticity, right? Like there is not a certain way on how to present yourself. Of course, there's certain kind of things you should follow. For example, now, even though like your picture is down here, I'm trying to speak into the camera because I know that's better for like the video afterwards, or like I'm trying to speak directly into the microphone. This is I hold a certain kind of distance to the microphone. But apart from that, authenticity comes from actually being an authentic person, right? So there is so many certifications which you can show on your LinkedIn, or you can like come up and say like, I have this and this and this kind of certification, but this is not what makes you special. This gives you, let's say, the base, but on top of that, there's your personality, and your personality can only be shown if you're truly you. And I know this sounds a little bit, let's say, abstract, but truly you means, for example, we talked before the video started about having a certain kind of accent, or like looking in a different way, or like, you know, maybe there's a guitar in the back, or maybe like I had people who had a certain kind of picture in the back, which also gave a certain kind of insight in who they are and what they do. I think as professionals, we should not only just represent a certain kind of image of how a person needs to look to be a coach, right? You should always try to be as authentic as you can, and like maybe you have certain kind of words which you keep on using. Maybe you even swear, right? Like I mentioned Gary Vaynerchuk before, and many people find him too disruptive because he swears a lot, but like he's really good in what he's doing, and he's very authentic in doing it.
What are the best strategies for today of the content marketing coaches could pick up? I mean, I just searching a lot of information that the trend of, for example, transformational information about coaching is very popular, or there is a concept of thought leadership also in trend. So how to pick up the right strategy today in 2022?
I mean, I think that there is so many different topics you could literally speak about. But I think if you force it, so like you're trying to talk about a topic where you're not an expert in, then that's going to be difficult. I think when you speak about certain kind of topics, it has to be something what you are good at, right? And not only come up with a topic because you know it's going to be trendy. I speak with coaches who have had a certain kind of background in managing and in being a manager, and have a certain kind of background in a certain kind of industry. So they specifically target people who have problems in the same kind of positions as they have been in, right? Or maybe people who have been always working in the, let's say, in a certain kind of industry. So like, I think what makes sense for content is really tackling the problems and really calling it, like giving it very specific names, right? So for example, what do people who work as developers struggle with the most, right? They struggle, for example, with, let's say, showing their emotions more because they are very techy. They're very good in let's say processes, but sometimes they struggle, and I don't want to like generalize here. So like, if anyone gets offended, I hope we can solve this afterwards. But like, I think that this is what coaches should focus on, right? So they should focus on what they are good at and not what's trending in the market.
But what do you think? If there are too much content, should this content be transformational? For example, you read a blog or you watch a video and you got the information that could transform you if you follow these tips.
No, I think that like every coaching process is very unique. So like you can, for example, I watched live coaching. So like people let themselves film while they had a coaching session, right? Like in this case, it was an executive coaching session. This was very impactful for me in order to see like what the person is going through, what's the person struggling with, and then like seeing 1 hour. It was a whole 1 hour recording from start to the end, and the person went through a transformation. Did this make me transform? I don't know. Like, I think I got certain kind of aspects and insights, but my experiences are not going to be 100% the same as the experience of somebody else. So these kind of transformational videos where you say you should be doing this and this and this and this, I'm very skeptical of that, because I think every coaching process is unique. So like, it can only give you an insight, right? And it can only make you try it out and give it a try. Like give it a try in order to see like what it does for you. Coaching is also not for everybody. Like there's certain kind of coaching practices which are a luxury. So they're a luxury service, right? Other coaching practices are more affordable, let's say, and so it's easier to give it a try, right? It's always the question in which kind of industry you're in and what you want to achieve. But I personally don't believe in content which can be like just transformational just from watching the video. I think videos nowadays, in my perspective and in the environment which I'm working in, where I'm working in, has to do with giving the people the possibility to getting to know you through video, and then they engage with you. Because I think it's about social selling, right? It's about presenting who I really am in front of a camera, trying to be very authentic, and then people connect with me, and then people will reach out to me because they already know me in a certain way from seeing me on camera. This is what I think.
Yeah, and if we count, what are the most powerful elements of the content marketing?
Being authentic, having experience, and also be provocative in a certain way, right? Be disruptive, not just tell the people what they want to hear. Maybe, especially in coaching, I think it's a certain kind of like, you're the mirror, right? In the environment where I'm working in, it has to be always a situation of, you finish the conversation, or like when you finish watching the video, you should think, oh, I never thought about that. So if you're capable of provoking that with a disruptive message, then people are going to have you in mind, and people are going to come back to you, right? So, for example, if you look at Simon Sinek, who is one of the people who has the most likes, who's the most followed, or whatever, he's kind of disruptive in a certain way, right? He says things about companies, about cultures, which nobody dares to say. So I believe this has to do with authenticity and also with his expertise. So maybe this is the three topics. So like,
yeah, great. And what should be done to build this qualitative connection with the user of your blog or of the viewer of your video? So what tricks you should use for that?
yeah, I mean, still, I think it has to do with the fact that you cannot serve everybody, right? There will always be people who follow you because of, you don't know why. Maybe because they sympathize with you, they build up a certain kind of relationship by following you. And maybe they think you are the one to helping them. I don't think there's going to be certain kind of tricks which you can use. I don't believe that in a work world or like in a work and life, let's say, perspective, you should be different. I think you should always try to be the most honest, the most transparent, and then people connect with you because of that, right? They will connect with you also because of your history of like where you work, what you did. But most importantly, in video, you're kind of naked, right? Like in video, people, you cannot put certain kind of filters over. You cannot change your sound. You cannot really change the way you look, right? In a picture, that's possible. Also in your CV, this is possible. In video, it's not.
If I would like to create content on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, how should we differentiate this content?
Yeah. I mean, I think you should focus on like the stuff which you already worked with your clients, right? I think if you see a pattern, right? If you work in the tech industry, or I just recently talked to a coach who worked specifically for developers, and he like kind of understood a certain kind of pattern of what people always struggle with. And then he now produces content constantly about the same kind of topics. It's always the same topic, and he produces content in different environments with different kind of settings, and like maybe even in different kind of languages, right? So I think you shouldn't be too, like, let's say, too broad. Narrow it down, like, be way more specific. Yes. And like really target the people who you really think speaking about the problem and not about the solution. I think that's also a good strategy, because I think that many people are not immediately thinking about a problem and the next thought is, I have to talk with a coach. Actually, I think the people they think way more about like how to approach this problem. So they might not Google executive coach to help me in, I don't know, Austria, or online. They would Google for how can I be more communicative? How do I practice leadership? How can I be a more thought leader, right?
What is the most impactful marketing? When you market yourself and your content, or if people distribute it, your friends, your colleagues?
It's all about networking. It's all about networking, and people are willing to share your content if it's good content, right? And if they think this is valuable. Sometimes on LinkedIn, it's really difficult to get people to comment, to get people to like, because it's still a business environment. It's not like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So people struggle a little bit more. But I have seen if people really get value of the content, they will reshare it, they will like it. You can check the analytics, like way more people are watching your video than you expect. They don't give you a like because it's not common in the business environment to give you a like, right? It's not a normal social media. It is a business environment. People are here to do business, but people are also here to find solutions to their business problems.
Philipp, what is the place of tech apps and the content marketing? How a coach could use it wisely, the tech apps, to maximize the effect of content marketing?
We at coach.new try to also provide certain kind of services in helping people, for example, in video marketing, in like how to set up their LinkedIn profile. There's going to be a webinar about like, how the algorithm works and like what is really important to focus on. And certainly we also cooperate with different kind of providers, for example, you guys, who can obviously help people in being more smart in.
Yeah, and on Introwise, so we are now recording our interview, and that's also a nice idea to pick up this app to strengthen the video, the quality of the video for your for your business. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what matters is that you're not using 20 different kind of apps, right? Like there's so many apps out there, and I think like
the last but not the least, I have for you Introwise brand questions. It's quick questions and quick answers. Are you ready?
let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes. How did you become a marketing specialist?
By accident.
Oh, what is your best business advice?
Stay authentic.
Great. What is your best time management advice?
Start doing the things and not think about doing the things.
Oh, good. And how did you find your first client?
Actually, online, I never saw this person in present, and it was literally through LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. What is the role of social media right now?
To give the people a place to stay authentic and be authentic for more people.
What is your motto?
That's a good one. Like, I love the word authentic. So I'd say like, like authenticity is the best motto you can have.
What is your authenticity?
What is my authenticity?
Yeah.
I think that like I'm a very transparent and open-minded person who is always capable of like showing who I really am, and take my mask and my let's say my guard down as much as I can. Like if I speak to you, I want to be who I am, and I hope that people who watch this video see that I truly am who I am.
Yeah, I feel it. So where people could find you to get help from you, Philipp?
Coach.new is a new, let's say, a new environment for people who need a new coach, or for people who are new in the online world and want to promote and market themselves as a coach.
Yeah, and also you had already your Introwise page, and they could book with you a call and also cooperate or get a help from you. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you, Philipp, for this interview. It was very sincere. I could feel it. I could feel your authenticity.
It was authentic, right? It was an authentic interview, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you too. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Don't forget to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, to our Instagram, and to my Instagram. See you very soon.